Hello, my name is Todd Summers. I'm the Director of Research and Development at SoftWrite, and for this video I'll be describing the new capabilities that exist now in TAP 7.1. This is released in February of 2019. First off, there is Intermod studies, and that has been added to our TAP 7 demo project. That's covered under a separate video, which can also be found on our website. First off, having the TAP 7 demo project loaded, we go to a path study that's in there already. This is Demo Cheyenne Mountain to Demo Castle Rock. You'll note down here there's a new tab, Antenna Elevation. You click on this. This is your antenna elevation module capability. You can enter in additional clearance. You can choose to iterate over transmitter and receiver and set the antenna reference as either above ground level or mean sea level. What TAP will do is it will iterate over a set of elevations from the start elevation through the stop elevation at a step indicated here, and at each one of those it'll determine what the height needs to be on the far side of the link in order to give you clearance over terrain, plus this additional clearance listed here. So in this case I have it set to iterate over the transmitter side with reference AGL starting at 10 meters going to 100 meters with a step of 10, such that I get clearance over all points of at least 20 meters. That's what's defined here. Click the compute button, and first off it does the calculation for the current height, in this case 30.5 meters. I think it's set for 100 feet. It calculates the receive height above ground level and relative mean sea level to give you clearance over the link. Load this up. It's a 20 meter difference for the given Fresnel zone that's selected. In this case I have 0.5 F1 for my Fresnel zone. Go back out. I can also select any other of these other ones, 70, 100 for example, and all of them are plotted on there. Full set of AGLs are here, MSLs here. If you want to have this output to a print format, click the print button, and in here you have the information used for the setup, the specifications. You have the output set of transmit heights, AGL, MSL, receive heights, AGL, and MSL. Note that if your height is below the additional clearance, you're not going to get the calculation on the far side because you're effectively underground. That is antenna elevation. This requires a maintenance subscription of at least February 1st of 2019. The other new capability in TAP for paths is the ability to lock a path study. So if I lock a path study, it makes it so that path study information is preserved until a later date. If I come out, I'll draw a profile to clear my antenna elevation information off the graphic. Once this is locked, now if a particular set of fixed facilities is changed elsewhere, when you load it back up, you still get the preserved values as opposed to the edited values. It makes it so that if you have another user working your system, they can't affect your study setup, your link configuration, which you've worked very hard to develop. You can unlock, clicking here. Unlock, when you unlock, it'll check to see if the fixed facility, transmit, fixed facility, receive facilities exist, the exact same ones exist in the database. If so, it just relinks them. And if not, it allows you to open them offline. That's locked paths. Within coverage studies, for target studies, you have the ability now to do feature targets. This is a capability that existed within TAP 6. It's now in TAP 7. So for TAP 7, what you'll do is you'll go to the map layers list, you add a layer to map. In this case, I'm going to add all of the road shape files, road control here, and interstate highway. So interstate highways, roads, US routes for a particular area. Open those, and now those shape files are all shown over here. With feature targets selected, I get the prompt to click and drag a rectangle to find the area. So over a given area that I define, this area in this case, it will take these map layers and find all of the features that fall within that area that I've described. I can select all features for each of these. So if I go back to Colorado roads, for instance, if I don't want this one or this one, I can deselect it. You set your point step here, so I'll drop a point every, say, 100 meters in this case, along each of these features. Click OK, and now I've got features along here. If I blow this up, you'll see points every 100 meters along the roadways. Very important for things before you go and do a drive test, for example. Now that's set up, we'll run that. We'll wait and come back in a minute, and I'll run that once I have another study set up. So if I go under, say, contour studies, what else has been added in TAP 7.1? Under propagation models, we now have Carey / Part 22 and CGSA contours. So if I select Carey, you have the option of the major lobe gain, horizontal plane gain, and then the contour type. The various combinations of VHF paging, VHF base station, UHF service contour, UHF interfering contour. So just select one of those. I'm going to save my study just because I like to save it periodically as I'm running through there. And then we'll use another new TAP 7 functionality, the Run Study Batch. Up here, if I click on Run Study Batch, it'll show a list of all the studies that have been set up that are ready to be run. If I select any sort of parent, it'll select all underneath it. If I deselect that, it'll deselect all underneath it. So in this case, I'm going to select all my coverage studies. I'm not going to run the radial study, but I'll run my target study that I just set up with those feature targets. I'll set my contour study, I'll run my contour study, and then I'll also run a tile study. That's already set up as the demo one. Once everything's ready and set, you click Run Selected Studies. If you have Study Server already open, it'll drop everything into Study Server. It'll run in Study Server, and once everything is complete, they will all load in TAP 7 Mapper. So here's my result of my feature target study. In Study Server, my tile study is completing. That's now being loaded in Mapper. And then here's the contour study result, which runs very fast as well. So here's your contour study result. Here's your tile study. Still loading. If I go back here, if you select the target shapefile, if you click on the tile shapefile, it actually now preloads another capability in TAP 7.1. So if you double click on this tile shapefile, it'll load up in HT Mapper. If you just click on it one time, you get a preview in here. Same with the targets, same with the contours. Also in TAP 7, you have faster shapefile loads within Mapper, and you also have cleaner report graphics for path profiles. And that's a summary of what is new in TAP 7.1. A whole lot of new capabilities come in the last quarter. As always, happy tapping and have a great one.